Sometimes I have to remind myself that I support Barcelona. I have to remind myself that Hansi Flick is our manager. And I have to remind myself that every game I am expected to receive 3 to 4 heart attacks at the minimum. Barcelona beaten Atletico Madrid 3-1 to extend their lead at the top of the La Liga table by 4 points, with Real Madrid to be playing tomorrow against Bilbao, so I'll keep an eye out for that one. This game had 4 goals, guys. It could have had 5, it could have had 6, it could have had 7, it could have had 8, and the numbers will just keep going because that is the average Barcelona experience. You can give away 13, 14 chances. You can receive 13, 14 chances yourself. It's just a matter about who takes them. Because this game could have been a completely different story if Atleti had taken their chances. And some might call it fortunate, but to be fair, we had our chances too and we didn't get to take them. But the positive signs before the game had happened because we saw Pedri come back into the squad. We saw Raphinha come back into the squad. A bit of a lineup switch in terms of Flick's selection. We saw De Jong not being able to make it. Loa back in the lineup as per usual. And Gerard Martin again starting at centre back. And I'll get to that. But if you guys are new to the channel, please leave a like, subscribe. If you're a Barca fan, welcome home. This is the page to be at for reactions, for talk. And if you guys do want to leave your thoughts in the comments below, leave a like, subscribe, share, do whatever, share with your friends. We're so close to 100 subscribers. We're very, very close. So I can only get there with you guys. In the beginning of the game, I was impressed with our press. I was impressed with the way Raphinha led the line, captain's armband. You know what this guy does, man. He is just so pivotal to this attack in terms of how we press, in terms of our intensity. And this game was probably the game that had the highest intensity out of all the Barca games this season, at least from what I can remember. This really looked like Barca last season in terms of the way we were going about our press, the way we were going about, giving it to the other opponent, keeping the ball, counterattacks. Like, it really felt like high, free-flowing football at times. And we were starting to see some positive signs, good build-up, good press, like I said. And just when I thought, things were kind of flowing in the right direction, the same issue happened again. It happens too often. And when this moment happened, I'm like, I'm so sick and tired of this. I'm really so sick and tired of this. Baena gets fed through. Cubarsí keeps him onside. Lovely finish past Joan Garcia, to be fair. And Atleti lead 1-0 when I honestly thought it was offside, but when obviously looking back, he was just kept on by Cubarsí. And guys, Cubarsí today really disappointed me. He really disappointed me. And it's like a continuous, I don't know how he is a 7.0 on football. I mean, some of these ratings are just fake, but it's now the 4th or 5th game, probably even more to be honest, since the beginning of the season, where he's just not looked himself. And I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's like, the constant center back pairing switch, whether, he's not being, comfortable playing next to, whether that's Gerard Martin, Christensen, Araujo at times, Gary Garcia at times. I mean, the centre-back selection keeps switching for Flick. He's not really found his tried and trusted centre-back duo yet. Even besides that, the qualities that we kind of praise him for, the qualities that we kind of tout him for being world-class at, the passing, his ball progression, even that today was below par. So I really don't know what's happening to him because he really just has looked average all season. He's sometimes been below average. Atleti could have scored 3 or 4 goals today because of errors from him or whether he's keeping those players on side. And I'm sorry, in this high intensity, this high risk, high reward type of system, you can't afford to be making those simple mistakes because the mistakes he made today were very marginal, very simple, that he could have easily avoided if he had focused and kept his concentration right. So I really don't know what's going on with Cubarsí. I'm sure he'll, eventually get back into the rhythm. I see people using age as an excuse, but like I said, the moment you step onto that pitch, the moment your studs hit the grass, you ain't a kid anymore. You're playing with men. So I really hope he gets it together because my brother, I want to see you go back. I want to see him go back to the golden boy hype because this guy last season and even the season before when he broke through in the Xavi, top man. So Cubarsí today, very underwhelming. I thought a multitude of players played a very, very good game. I thought Gerard Martin was fantastic today. It's like his 3rd or 4th game in a row now where he's played at centre back, and honestly, in my opinion, he's looking way more comfortable than he does at left back. So hopefully he can keep these, performances up. I thought he made a couple really good crucial tackles today. Koundé looked a lot better. Balde, still kind of the same old Balde. I thought maybe going forward, how he complements Raphinha is looking a lot more, like home for him. But still a lot of work to do. Obviously, you got the assist at the very end. But if we had to get to the real guys that made us win today, it's Raphinha, it's Pedri, and it's Lamine Yamal. Those 3 are just our pillars. Those 3 are really just like the most important players that we have. Everything that we do right is because of them or it has to go through them. That's how important they are. And we saw it when they left the pitch, how much of a level we had dropped in quality, in possession. It's like a constant theme. Raphinha, my brother, I have missed you so much. I have missed you so much. What you did from minute 1 up until minute 74. Quality, man. Quality, man. Your work rate, your intensity never ever lets me down. Never ever lets me down. And I'm glad he's back. I'm so glad he's back because I said it in my Instagram video. This guy just adds a different level to our game. A completely different level. We go a tier above and above when this guy is playing on the pitch. So good today. The way he grabbed his goal, Pedri, and I'll get to him. A lovely through ball, splitting the line. Raphinha played in on goal, rounds the keeper, slots it home, 1-1. Our response from going 1-0 down was superb today. Absolutely superb today. I thought it kind of looked like I said, the previous Barca we saw last season. We're starting to really up our intensity, getting more chances on the ball. Lewa had a crucial header that he could have scored. Obviously, Raphinha scored his goal. And the penalty came along. And the penalty was won by Dani Olmo. Eric Garcia, I think it was, who gave the ball into Olmo. Olmo with a filthy first touch. That first touch, when this guy's in and around the penalty area, his first touch is so underrated. The first touch to absolutely send Barrios back to Madrid. Barrios tries to recover, takes on Olmo, penalty. And that was our opportunity to go 2-1 up before halftime. And 2-1 up against Atleti in halftime, it's perfect. It's what you need. It's what you need because you know how these guys play. They sit back. Simeone, is a bit of a pragmatic manager. He sets his team up depending on the opponent. I really wanted us to score another goal before halftime, but Lewandowski, man. Brother, I don't think you did a single thing right today. I honestly don't think you did a single thing right today. You missed the penalty. You skied the penalty. Sent it out of the stadium. It landed in this backyard over here. Missed the penalty. First touch was poor today. Positioning was poor today. Just looked slow, lacked pace. I mean, I don't blame him. I really don't blame him because he's old. He's on the decline. He's not really back into the rhythm that he was a couple seasons ago. And I don't blame him, but it's games like this that really just confirm the fact that he will probably leave at the end of the season. This will be his last season at Barcelona. And I love Lewandowski. I don't mean to be disrespectful when I say this for those who are Polish watching this video or you Lewandowski fans or whatever. I don't mean to be disrespectful. He is one of the greatest number 9s I have ever seen in my life. But it's games like this where it's very obvious that he's on a decline. He's 37 years old. He's done so much in his career. He's done more than enough in his career, in my opinion. But my brother, the time is coming. Pack your bags, bro. That ticket, I'll pay for your ticket. Book it, man. Enjoy these last, couple months at Barca. I still love you. I mean, I would still play you over Ferran and Torres any day of the week because I know that on your day, you'll provide a better service. But so Lewa skies the penalty. We go into halftime 1-1. And I honestly didn't know what to expect from the second half. I obviously expected us to keep more of the ball, to be more kind of front-footed in our approach. But then I remembered we had the best midfielder in the world. I remembered we had Pedri on our team. And it's funny because after the game, I saw a lot of pundits online, a lot of people online talk about how they've never seen a player like Pedri. He's a level above everyone. A game like this is vintage Pedri. Guys, I'm not surprised by this Pedri performance. If you're a Barca fan, and if you watch this team week in, week out, this is a regular Pedri performance. What he did today is what he's been doing all year. All of 2025. All of, 2024 under Hansi Flick. This is what he's been doing. This is the best midfielder in the world. You can call over your Vitinhas, your Jude Bellinghams, your Rices, your Caicedos, whoever you want. But as soon as this man steps in the room, pack it up, man. Pack it up, bro. This guy just sets the bar so high when he plays. And he's honestly the victim of his own brilliance. Because the moment he drops slightly in level, he's still way above that world-class standard for me. And you just know a player like him, he's just going to be the most obvious all-timer in football. Because he absolutely ran this game from minute 1 until he got subbed off. And you can tell the moment he got subbed off, the way we seized control, the way we gave away possession of the game to Atleti, this guy runs the game, man. Runs the game. What a player. But it was all Pedri for the second goal. Eric Garcia gives it to him. Plays a line splitting pass to Olmo. Little bit of fortunate luck in terms of the touches in and around the penalty area. The ball gets to Dani Olmo. And I was surprised with the way he finished it, to be honest. I didn't expect him to score from that angle. But he also injured his shoulder actually while, scoring the goal. And he's probably out for about 3 weeks, which is the most Dani Olmo thing on earth. But we move 2-1 Barca. And this is where I really look to Flick. This is where I really look to him because Pedri had come off. Raphinha had come off, Lewa had come off, Olmo had come off because of injury. We made 4 substitutions. This is where we really need to bring on good subs. And I thought that the way he brought on Rashford and Ferran were good because, it's some pace in behind. But then he brought in Casado and Dro, and I don't blame him because there's no one else really to bring on from the bench. But that's a big call to make in terms of bringing them on with 15 minutes to go, probably 20 minutes to go with added time against Atleti. And that's what I really look to Flick. But guys, we've come full circle. With 20 minutes to go, Hansi Flick has dropped the line. I'll say it again. Hansi Flick dropped the line against Diego Simeone. We've come full circle. We've absolutely come full circle. 20 minutes to go, and I see 8 players in our penalty area, and they're all our players. Lock up shop, man. Brings on Christensen. Locks up shop, man. That is what you need. When you know your defense isn't good, when you know your team isn't keeping possession, when you know that you're not great as a defensive unit, you have to be pragmatic. Flick, thank you. Thank you for listening. Finally, drop the line when we're not keeping possession, make it difficult for opponents to break us down. And to be fair, there were a couple chances where, Atleti could have picked us apart. They had a couple balls in behind, a couple fortunate touches in the box. They could have grabbed an equalizer, but no. We stuck to the game plan. We made it difficult for them. We hit them on the counter, and we score a third goal. That is perfect. That is perfect. And I promise you, if Flick had done this against other teams like Inter, like PSG, we wouldn't have lost those games. We would have drawn maybe. Against PSG, you might have drawn the game. We wouldn't have lost those games sometimes, though. In games like this, it really shows how important it is to just grind out a win. We just have to grind it out. When you don't have possession of the ball, you're not playing well in those last 10 minutes in terms of, your original game plan. Drop the line, man. Lock up shop. When I saw that, I'm like, wow. Wow, fair enough. Fair enough. But 3 points on the board, we will absolutely take that. Absolutely take that. It is such a big win. Big 3 points. Top of La Liga, like I said. Real Madrid to play for tomorrow against Bilbao. That's going to be a really, really good game. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I thought I'd make this a very quick one. I just wanted to speed run my thoughts, really. If you guys did like the video, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Like I said, so close to 100 subscribers. Check out all my socials in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.